so towards the middle where it's more like an instrumental section, I wanted to do something where we're kind of getting into like the narrative that you were talking about, how you were what you're going through at the time.
Yep.
What made you think about like writing the song?
Yep.
So I want to kind of use some of the photos that you got from the photo shoot that you did. Work that in, and then another thing that I was thinking of doing was kind of starting out with like a kind of a vague shot where it's like more close-ups and tighter of you like walking, and then we'll build up to a point where you're going into rehearsal, but it's not sort of obvious.
Oh, okay.
And then so the point in the song where it's kind of like you guys are like jamming.
Yeah. At the end, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be more sort of the conclusion of after you like sort of wrote the song.
Okay.
But it would be kind of more. I'm trying to think of the way to describe it, like kind of fly on the wall type stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So me taking like closer shots of like you guys drumming, your reactions, talking about it. So kind of like a lot of quick cuts, not synced exactly to the music.
Yeah.
But just a lot of quick cuts.
Yeah.
Doing performing it, and that would kind of go along with like what you say in the beginning of the video.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't think we should rush it. I mean, I think I was, it's been a while since we put the record out. So at first I was like, yeah, let's just do as quick as possible. But now with all the different things that have happened, it's been like, what are we up to, like a year more?
I was thinking about this. I think I started this when my kid was being born. Now my kid is almost a year.
It's been a while.
So I was like,
yeah. So yeah, I would say let's take the time thing off to an extent. I don't want it to be partly because of how long it's taken, which is nobody's fault, but I don't want it to go on forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I do want to move past. I love the song, but I do want to move past it.
Yeah. Well,
so
that's what I'm saying. If you want, we could do a lyric video just to have something. I'm planning.
I think because as I was looking at what you did was brilliant. That's exactly what I expected. It's brilliant. But I was starting to already feel like, if we just slap, what we were thinking up there, it's gonna look weird because you've already put, even in just doing what you did,
it changes the whole.
Which
dynamic.
is great. Yeah. No, you know what I mean. There was such a thing as like, this is a lyrics only video where you just scroll, and the song plays and you just scroll the lyrics, but you did something which I kind of asked you to do, so it's definitely my fault.
This is like just a rough idea of like
stringing,
this is
like
great. Having like the pictures hanging
so
on
brilliant,
a line.
Man. No, let's definitely do
Stuff like this.
It's super cool.
But yeah, it was just like I thought that it would be cool to do.
Yeah. I would say let's do that
because I think that'll give it more of like an authentic feel. Like you can still use those photos to show those emotions, but there's something more like live in it. So I don't know. I think as I was thinking about it more and more, like it all kind of naturally came together. So I think that would be the next step is I can shoot that stuff, put that together, and then one of these days I can go to when we're in rehearsals and I'll do something like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds fine. Can we set? I guess that's just the thing. Can we set a time frame that it doesn't have to be like ironclad, like we're definitely gonna be done by this date, but like we're gonna shoot for it so that we have a target, and then at least we're having conversations leading up to that. So if it takes longer, which it almost always does, with everything in life, but like we're tracking it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we're in the beginning of May now.
Yeah.
So I would. I haven't really gauged how long it would take me to do all that, but I want to kind of like do as much as I can now that
we're touring in Canada for the rest of 2019. If I didn't mention that, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would want to have something done by like mid-June.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
If that
totally
deadline
works.
changes, we'll figure
that totally
it out,
works.
But I think
that totally works. I'm gonna you can take everything I'm about to say with totally with a grain of salt. Like you can definitely walk out of here, roll your eyes, and go, I'm not doing any of that crap. But I'll ask you first. Like the font you chose, was that like a final decision, kind of, or?
It wasn't a final decision, but I liked it a lot because it resembled the album artwork from Hot House Trip.
Oh, okay.
But not dead set on it, but it did kind of influence the way that I laid out the.
I love the layout. I love the way that the words appeared and all that. I thought, let me show you something I did. And again, you can put all this in the garbage can. But for me, what do I do here? Like, first of all, the all caps, just, you know, I mean, it's a joke on the internet, you know, all caps is angry, you know, it doesn't have to be.
Well, it does visually, like there is a...
Yeah, but there is kind of like it's kind of, I mean, and some songs, you know, if it was like Blood from Stone or something, it totally worked.
Well, that was another thing, because like, when you're looking at that, the like the original version versus the acoustic version, that
totally different
font
energy.
Totally different energy. So it wouldn't quite work.
I don't know though, you know, because I thought that too, but I'm not so sure that's true. When I talk to people who aren't, sorry, go ahead.
One thing I was gonna mention is I was thinking about it today and actually reversing it. So right now I have that as a placeholder, but I was thinking if you had a white background with the black text, it might soften it up a little bit.
Oh, could be. I like the black. I like the black background. I'm just wondering, number one, if you can do upper and lower case.
With that font, no.
Oh, that font is just all caps.
That's why it's all
okay.
caps, yeah.
All right. I was just, I mean, this is Microsoft Word, but I was just messing with this kind of stuff. I mean, I feel like what I'm feeling is something more soft, you know? Not as like, you know, kind of, I don't know how to say it, rigid, I guess.
Yeah.
It feels rigid. It works, so let me adjust that. Where it works the best is where you have the lines, like when you get to the line, oh God, I forgot the lyrics the other day. I had two people in rehearsal and we started playing and I couldn't remember the first line, but it's in the chorus. It's sort of the most brutal. Oh, it's in the chorus. It's you made a decision you'll regret forever.
Yeah.
You know, because that's like a harsh line.
Yeah, that's kind
so there it works. Like honestly, like on those things, I felt like there it works. But like when you're talking about when it talks about the more, I don't know, softer, nuanced stuff, it feels very like 8-year-old kid with a hammer kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just felt something like it doesn't have to be this at all, but you know what I mean? Like this is just like
something
sort of
not as
because I think what you're going for is something that's not just a regular font, right? Not just like typeface or whatever. Something that's got edge or emotion to it.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, for me, it just there are parts of the song where it doesn't work. But if you feel like it's the best font for this video and it's gonna work with all your images and everything, I bless you going in that direction. But I was curious in your thoughts about it because I didn't know if that was just like, oh, I didn't even care about the font, I just threw that up there, or.
I do like the font, but I also see your point, and I know that was one thing that I was curious on your feedback on it as well.
Yeah.
So because
the other thing I was gonna say, the earlier point, I always think that there's, because you know when we play it acoustic, to me it's so, you know, on guitars, which kind of mirrors a little bit what we do on the record with the piano and vocals version only. It's so poignant, it's so sad, it's so like emotional. And then when I'm up there like with the amps and everything, I feel like, oh, this is like a regular song. But honestly, when I get off stage, the people that are affected by it, it's almost like it doesn't matter. Like people are as affected by the, you know, the quote unquote rockin' version as much as the like it really is the arc of the song and the lyrics that are what get people. It's not necessarily the mode in which we do it. I'm not saying it's, you know, you don't. I think the piano one is sadder, you know. I think it's definitely sadder, but I don't think the gulf is as big as like you, me, and Gabe think it is, because we're having this inner experience of it. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about that today. The two songs are like the regular version to me is like your first impressions, your first time going through this.
Yeah.
Whereas the acoustic version is more
it's
like
reflective. Yeah.
That was one thing that I was actually thinking about today.
And through this whole thing, I've just been trying to like not make you make two different videos.
Yeah. I mean.
But that's the challenge with that though, because you know.
Yeah.
They do have a different feel. I think the impact is not the difference in the impact isn't as big as we all think it is. But I think they are different. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Yeah.
I listen to them differently.
Yeah. Well, because like if you were gonna do live shots or whatever, like just if you were gonna do live shots of us playing, like for the rock version, you would want to see the guitar plugged in. You'd want to see Gabe, you know, hitting the cans, you know, all that kind of thing. If it was the piano and vocals version on the record, you almost wouldn't even need the instruments. You could just like have a candle, and like that gives you the same feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
that was actually what I was thinking. Is the acoustic version shorter?
I don't know. I think it is. Yeah, because we let Corey rock out at the end of the longer one. Yeah, it's got to be shorter. It's got to be like a minute shorter.
Because I noticed you get to the lyrics like within the first
quicker
8 seconds on that version.
Yeah, we also cut the intro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just wanted to get into the heart of it. We didn't want to mess around with that version. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that would be a benefit, or like that one I wouldn't need to have as much footage.
Right, because you got less. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Then that would work out. And
yeah.
I can use a lot of the same material, but like the actual footage, like if you guys are playing, wouldn't need to be on the acoustic version.
Right.
It wouldn't make sense on that one as much.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I think we're on the same page.
Cool. That's awesome, man. I love what you did. I love your ideas. I always do.
I think what I'll do, just to kind of, I'll leave the lyrics as they are, and then start working on the visual part of it.
And then see what lyrically goes with the, absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's a good placeholder to at least, this is what we're
Yeah, I mean, the timing of everything, like the places. Oh, the one other thing, I just had an idea. Again, you can throw it out in the trash can if you want to, but like at the end of the chorus, you were doing this cool thing where you, like the words get bigger. Okay. You know, like the size of the font is bigger. And that matches like how the emotion is building over the chorus. I honestly think like, maybe like on the last one, you could get away with it if you wanted to try it, of like just having like one, you know, whatever the last 3 words are, like planned with you. Like you do one, like, you know, one big, not gigantic, but you know, like planned with you.
Yeah,
you know, like more. At the end,
Yeah, because I have like
that seemed to be where you're going. It's almost like just because you had to get it done, like there was a journey there that you hadn't, you know, like you hadn't explored it 100%.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because in the beginning, there's definitely the difference between the verses and the chorus, and I like that. But then the chorus, you start doing this thing where they get crazier kind of, and they get bigger, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, no, it definitely changed because I copied and pasted it, and then I went through and tweaked it. Some.
Yeah.
So for the later parts, but
cool.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut this off.